This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the Virtual Off-Road Racing Series Pro 2 Championship here on Racecraft TV. We're back at Crandon after a while back. I'm Austin. I'm joined by Joshua Lee, and it's about to go for some Crandon action. Josh, how are you feeling about this?
Feeling great about tonight. Super happy to be joining everybody here on Racecraft TV, and Crandon, just such an exciting track to watch these drivers, and each of these drivers are class acts behind the wheel. It's going to be some great racing for 20 laps here today.
Great racing is in store for us indeed. Great short course racing here at the Big House. Well, I would say the mini Big House. It's we're at the short version of Crandon. We opened our season up here on the long course, which led to a very famous last lap pass by Joshua Edmondson on Cameron Peterson. Can Cameron regain his crown here today, or can Joshua fight it back? We're going to have a land rush start. So as you see these guys in qualifying, they're just fighting for that very inside line before they go around turn one and get ready to rock and roll. But we're currently here in qualifying, so let's get out on track and see who's doing what.
Something interesting I want to point out real quick, Austin, was you mentioned that last lap pass from week one from Edmondson on Peterson. Right now on the speed charts, Peterson lapping slightly faster, 5/1000ths of a second faster than Josh Edmondson up at the top. And then you have Josh Fox, Brandon Proudfoot, and Luke Knopp rounding out your top five currently in qualifying. So it's very tight up at the top of the board between those two drivers that we saw battling out a couple weeks ago.
Josh Fox was actually on his roof for a bit. They had a little bit of an incident, but I cut to Josh Fox and he was upside down. A few newcomers to the series. Luke Knopp, the 77. He's a actual buggy driver. And he takes a big hit. So new driver to the series, looking to make a good impression right now. Currently sitting in 5th in qualifying.
14 cars on the grid currently, all trying to get some qualifying laps in. About 4 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Top 5 unchanged at the moment. As Joshua...
Trenton Briley and Tyler Menega almost came into contact with each other as Tyler overshot the first turn. That left-hander underneath the finish line sign, the McCoy John Deere sign. He just went straight on, almost straight into the night of Trenton Briley as he was finishing his lap.
Briley trying to break into 44 seconds. 45.046 his fastest time, but he gets up on the grass and onto his lid. That's not going to be good for those qualifying laps. He'll reset back in the pits.
Out on track right now, sitting in 11th is Cole Ashlock. He comes underneath the line, puts in a new time, fast lap 45.05, just sitting a little bit, half a second behind Cameron Peterson up in the lead, who improved his time and started to pull out a small gap on Joshua Edmondson. Oh, and a big barrel for Cole, and he's in the wall.
Like you mentioned, that land rush start is really going to even everybody out on the start, and it's 20 laps of racing here at Crandon. A lot of time to make moves up through the field if you do not have a good qualifying pace. But qualifying up front still is great to have that inside line, and it's good for bragging rights as well.
Yeah, bragging rights is all that these guys want. There's no typical virtual off-road racing series end-of-line penalty. Since this is a land rush start, usually championship leaders will be given an end-of-line to restart. But since we do the land rush starts here at Crandon, that is thrown completely out the window today. So qualifying stands as is. And with 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in qualifying, so we're looking at Darren Hardestay Jr. as he's coming around that final corner. They're getting all 4 wheels into a slide. Comes underneath the sign. The 99. Puts at a 45.138. Does not improve in his position. He's currently sitting 10th.
Peterson running just such consistent lap times as he continues to just lay down as many lap times as he can before this qualifying session ends. About 90 seconds remains here in qualifying. Getting a little bit up out of the groove, just making sure that Pro 2 truck is ready to go once we get under the green flag. These qualifying laps do great as practice laps as well.
Especially if you're one of the guys up front. Cameron Peterson always knows what's up. Let's ride on board with Cameron as he takes us around for a lap here at Crandon Short. First turn, long, wild left-hander, just tilting all over the place. Watch him work that wheel through the 2 jumps he goes. Heading into another far left-hander. Underneath the sign, going down, hit that small hill, up into the drop-off jump. Lot of air. And he got the hairpin right in front of the pits. Big slide through there, get off the throttle, get back onto the throttle. Get those wheels spinning, heading up into the Polaris Razor jump. Trying to break the world record. And toss it back sideways into the right-hander. Across the pagoda and underneath the line. That is a lap around Crandon Short Course with Cameron Peterson.
That last time was a 45.056. Nothing to write home about, but still a very good lap time as he just continues to make those consistent laps, get that line down, because as of right now, he is starting on the pole, having that inside line on the land rush, and that is going to really help him out going into turn number 1 on the first lap, so he can try and gap the field and try and hold off Josh Edmondson for the first time here in Crandon as well.
Yeah, and as they try to hold each other off, you got to remember that land rush start. If you start on the outside, you do have a slight grip advantage, because if you get to the track a little bit first, you will have a better running. But the inside line also does have that grippy area stuff as well. But that area of the track has not been touched yet by these guys, so it's going to be very raw. And then it's going to be a sudden hit when they get back onto the short course. So we're going to see on how that affects the trucks, how that affects these drivers on this start, as we're waiting for qualifying to finish out here at the big house at Crandon. And Josh, as we're looking at this race, who are you putting your money on?
Well, personally, I am rooting for Tyler Menninga as a huge Monster Jam fan. He is, of course, one of the Monster Jam athletes for Team Gravedigger. But looking at the times right now in qualifying, I honestly think Cameron Peterson is the favorite. But I think that raw race pace is going to come out from Josh Edmondson. I think he's going to make another move for the win, not on the last lap, but maybe a little bit earlier. And he's going to start to pull away. So I think Edmondson is going to grab the win. But it's time to take a look at that starting grid.
Yeah, Cameron Peterson starts up on pole, followed by Joshua Edmondson, Josh Fox, Brandon Proudfoot, Luke Nupp, Joshua Gaiman, Tyler Menninga, Trenton Bradley, Zachary Japkin, Darren Hardesty Jr., Cole Ashlock, and Beauty Carryer at the end and 12th place. Then they're followed by Gary Green and Jack Bruker at the end of the grid. And you're probably wondering, where is the grid? Well, we're going to show you. They're all lined up way over there past all of our cameras. So we're going to go to our world famous drone camera, and we're going to be looking at these guys from behind of Luke Nupp as these guys are getting ready to go racing here at Crandon. We're just waiting for
8 drivers on the front row. 6 of them will start on the back row.
Oh, little bit of a jump from Josh Fox. 5 red lights. Let's go. Short course racing here at Crandon.
What a start from Edmondson. He's going to take the early lead coming down the straightaway.
Joshua Edison, Cameron Peterson going side by side. But look around the outside. Gary Green has the lead.
What a move from Green. He's going to take the lead as they go into the dirt for the first time. Through the first official corner in the dirt. They go side by side in the back. 3, 4 wide. Oh, battling for position. 1 in the wall. That's Josh Fox. What a terrible start for that Williams Esports driver.
We have 4 wide back there. Looped up Josh Edmondson in the middle of it. We have bumping and banging all over the place. What a start to go 4 wide. And Cameron Edison is being pushed around with Brandon Proudfoot. Oh, we got a car on its roof.
Truck on its lid, but we are still racing.
Peterson down the inside.
Underway. Peterson will take the lead. Now it's Peterson, and right behind it is
Drapkin.
I believe that is Drapkin. It is Zachary Drapkin in second.
Drapkin got the whole shot. He was with Gary Green, but Gary Green fell off a little bit, got a little bit loose, and Drapkin took the lead as they went onto the main track. As Cameron Peterson leads out Darren Hardesty right behind him, followed by Briley Menninga Edmondson in 6th place.
The field will now go on to lap number 2, this time by an intense start. Biggest loser on that was Josh Fox, down from 3rd now to 11th. But Zachary Drapkin.
Menninga getting the elbows out. There's fight behind it between Briley and Hardesty Jr. They're bumping and banging. They're swapping elbows. Tyler Menninga just snuck his way into there.
Menninga, one of the biggest movers, up 4 spots. Hardesty had a great start. He's up 5 spots, now 4 as he drops to 6. But Zachary Drapkin is up into 2nd, gaining 7 spots.
Now, as we were looking back at that, Joshua Edison passed the inside of the fighting duo of Briley and Hardesty Jr. as the rest of the field's passing these two as they continue to fight each other. Proudfoot past Hardesty.
Briley now stuck in the middle. He's going to make contact, but up the inside, it's going to be the 99 of Hardesty. He's going to take 2 for 1, passing Proudfoot and Briley.
What crazy fight we got going on here in the middle of the pack here in the virtual off-road racing series Pro 2 trucks here at Crandon Short Course.
Menninga's holding on to 3rd right now, but everybody's scrapping towards the back. Peterson, Drapkin keeping that top 2.
Hardesty looking down the inside of Gaiman, but he gets swiped by Trenton Briley. He sends Briley up to the berm. Man, the elbows are coming out here. Now look at that. Brandon Proudfoot making moves on Trenton Briley through the jump. That's what you call an overtake right there. And oh, Proudfoot clips the 99. causing him to go up on 2 wheels and out. Oh! Proudfoot and Briley bumping and banging as we watch this from our Racecraft TV drone camera. Hardesty trying to send it on Proudfoot, gets a little bit loose, gets hooked by Proudfoot right there. And leading into 7th place, that is Luke Knapp at the top of this field.
Joshua Gaiman just made a pass up in the 4th on Edmondson. Edmondson now going to fall to 5th, but he has the advantage through the inside. Can he slide up, protect the spot? No, they're still going to go side by side. And now as they go through a right-hander, Gaiman's going to have the advantage.
Gaiman getting the lead through the Polaris Racer jump, putting in a big slide, trying to catch up to Tyler Maniga. And Joshua Gaiman's on fire. And he's probably one of the most damaged trucks up there. He's missing his complete right-hand side of that truck.
Top 2 pull away as Peterson and Drapekin try to gap the field at the 2-second gap back from Drapekin to Meninga. But Meninga has a mirror full of Gaiman right now as Edmondson is now going to have to battle Hardesty to try and keep his top 5.
Yeah, something's happened to Joshua Edmondson. He's just dropped off his pace that he normally has. And, well, your pick for a win is really struggling. But remember, they have that virtual off-road racing series rule where they go for a set start halfway through this race. So expect for that to play a little bit of a role. This is just getting into a rhythm, finding who you're racing with, and then getting a little better rhythm and a feel for the track.
Laps continue to wind down. Everybody's settling into the race right now. No real battles happening right now. Peterson still leading the way ahead of Drapekin, Meninga, Gaiman, and Edmondson. But this battle, I'd say for the 3rd spot, because it seems like a 3-truck battle between Meninga, Gaiman, and Edmondson, all battling for this 3rd spot. Meninga has it, but Gaiman keeps looking to the inside. But here comes Edmondson to the inside of Gaiman. Can he make it stick?
Is closing in on that 17 to Joshua Gaiman, and I think Edmondson is closing in and looking for a shot. He's holding that inside line. He found his groove, and he is looking absolutely snappy right now.
He's trying to use that slide from the dirt to get his nose to the inside of the 17. He hasn't been able to do it yet. Can he do it here? Gaiman up out of the groove. This is the opportunity for Edmondson, but he's going to slide too much on the exit.
If you look back at this battle from Tyler Maniga, he's got Joshua Gaiman all over him. Man, it's a fight from nose to tail with these guys.
And here comes those cars behind them. Hardesty and Knopp catching up to these drivers in this battle. They might be joining the fight here very soon as the top 2 pull away. It seems like a huge battle for these middle top 10 spots.
And that's what the virtual off-road series is about. That midfield fight is absolutely ludicrous here. No matter what track, no matter what truck, these guys will go at it with each other. And that is short course racing as we enter lap 9.
Edmondson still holding pretty considerably in that 5th spot. Hardesty hasn't been able to get by him. And Luke Knopp hasn't been able to get by Hardesty. And you can see him getting a little squirrely there coming off of that corner.
Well, Knopp and Hardesty are actually teammates, fun fact.
So the 22, prop foot in the wall.
Ooh, Crandon. Getting a little bit squirrely right there. Tap the wall just a tad bit. That fistful of bourbon car taking a fistful of concrete right there. As Cameron Peterson is going to lead it across that right-hander and is going to go into a full-on driver-led safety car.
And here comes the moment that all of those midfield drivers have been waiting for. They're all going to group back up. And not only will Meninga now have a shot at breaking into that top 2, but Gaiman will have a shot, Edmondson will have a shot, Hardesty will have a shot, and depending on what happens ahead of them, Luke Knopp, Brandon Proudfoot, and everybody else behind them might also have a shot at possibly breaking into that top 5 or breaking into the lead on this restart. It's going to be just all depending on how these drivers take to getting the power down, especially in the dirt.
And it's all on Cameron Peterson's shoes, but Zachary Drapkin, look what he's already doing. He's already on the bumper of Cameron Peterson, waiting to put the power down as soon as he can, and they're going to be putting the power down on a turn. And here goes Cameron. They're going to do it right before the turn.
Great start from Peterson, but here comes Menning on the inside, trying to take second place. Slides a little too much. Now he's going to have the inside of Gaiman. Here they come. They're side by side for third. Gaiman on the inside. Menninga on the outside. He's not going to have it stick. Gaiman up into third.
Gaiman got the elbows out, gave it a little bit of bump on the middle in the corner, and down the inside again. Tyler Menninga shows in the door.
And he's going to try and keep him behind him. Up the battle for the lead. Drapkin has that same gap that he had before the safety car on Peterson. So the 48 of Cameron Peterson continues to pull away. Nobody even challenging him yet as we're just past halfway.
Menninga and Gaiman into a massive fight. Trenton Briley has gone into the pit lane. But we're not going to be looking at that, as this is a massive fight we have at the front here. The fight for third. Menninga, Gaiman, and Edmondson all within each other as they're trying to chase down Drapkin and Cameron Peterson. And oh, a big hit. Menninga's hit the curb, and here comes Joshua Gaiman down to the inside. Gaiman's got a good run. He puts his door to his door, and he's holding down that inside line. Only one right-hand turn in this entire course, and Joshua Gaiman's got the advantage. Joshua Gaiman's up into third, but down to the inside. Here comes Tyler Menninga onto the inside of that hairpin. Gaiman trying to go for that outside turn, go for the speed of the switchback. Here comes Gaiman on Menninga.
But now Menninga is going to have the advantage as they go through this right-hander. Menninga will have the inside, but once again, the switchback from the 17, dooring him as they go to the inside. Gaiman going to take over third, but Menninga once again is going to have the advantage on the inside. He needs to make it stick down there. They're still side by side.
Gaiman just held that round the outside on the 23. Tyler Menninga can't believe what he's seeing right now. That 17 has so much grip around the outside.
Menninga is going to need to really make it stick on the inside if he's going to try and take back third. Gaiman gonna switch around the outside once again. Tyler Menninga sends it in deep, not gonna stick. Gaiman gonna officially take third.
Menninga is throwing the entire kitchen sink, the kitchen table, the kitchen knife set, and the kitchen decorative plates, and he cannot catch up to Gaiman or make the move. And now he's being chased out by Joshua Edmondson, and Edmondson goes off the track. Edmondson's on the berm. Edmondson's falling down to 8th.
He got pushed off by Luke Knopp. The 77's gonna let them go by.
Yeah, Luke Knopp, he realized he did Joshua Edmondson a bit wrong, and he's gonna let him by and a few others by. He's gonna fall down to 11th. That is some sportsmanship right there. Brandon Proudfoot up into 5th place now. Tyler Menninga sits in 4th. Probably with all that chaos behind him, he's probably lucky that all that went on behind him, so he doesn't have to worry about Joshua Edmondson or the rest of the crowd closing in on him. As Beauty Crier and Darren Hardesty Jr. going nose to tail with each other.
Oh, one truck's around further back.
Cole Ashlock.
Backwards.
It's Cole Ashlock.
More problems for the 4 of Cole Ashlock. He went around going through that corner. He's able to keep going. Some damage on the back end, not going to affect him.
Trying to chase down Darren Hardesty and Josh Edmondson. Both those two trying to race each other and get up the field. And Josh Edmondson's had an extremely off day today.
No battles happening up at the front. The top 5 staying completely stagnant.
Oh, Proudfoot goes a bit wide.
Tries to regain. And there's the opportunity Edmondson was looking for to try and poke back into the top 5. After not having that great of a qualifying effort, he qualified 2nd. Had a good start, but it went right to the back and now got pushed off the track just a couple of laps ago, and he's now trying to get back into the top 5. He has an opportunity if he gets past Proudfoot. Sends it to the inside, not able to get to his door.
I think this calls for our drone camera as we fly underneath the sign. Josh Edmondson chasing down Proudfoot. 58 versus 22 here at Crandon in the virtual off-road racing series Pro 2 Championship. Proudfoot's favoring that outside line, and Edmondson in favoring that inside line, as these guys are starting to spread out. But Edmondson, we've seen him pull some ridiculous stunts on the last lap. Proudfoot's in the wall.
And with only a couple laps to go, if I'm still running that inside line, I'm trying to move up to the outside, because that is where everybody that is running those fast lap times, passing these trucks, is running right now. And you can see it that last time by. Edmondson moved up there, so did Hardesty. And you can see most of these drivers now are moving their lines up to where those fast guys are running, trying to get to their inside or outside and pass them. But it's just not working out for really anybody, as we are on 3 laps to go.
Darren Hardesty Jr. is dancing on the gearbox of Josh Edmondson through that last corner. Went a bit wide, and he fell off the back end of Josh. Josh takes a little bit of a look at the wall.
Don't think Edmondson is going to be able to get to the back bumper of Proudfoot.
Oh, Tyler Menninga!
Menninga's around!
Tyler Menninga! What is happening to Tyler Menninga? We're going to go for a Racecraft TV replay right here. Here's what happened to the 22. And it took us back to that entire last lap, so we're going to watch that fight. Menninga was battling hard with that number 5, Beauty Crier. And Josh Fox. Did he get shot off into the pit lane? I think Menninga got shot off into the pit lane, and he's fallen all the way down to 8th. And I think while we're watching that replay, we were actually watching the replay.
He's trying to battle Crier. He sent it up the inside, trying to make a move on Joshua Gaiman. Did not work out. He ended up sideways and having to regroup. And now he's down into 9th, battling Josh Fox in the 12.
The white flag is in the air.
But with only 1 to go, I don't think he's going to get that many positions. And Cameron Peterson is going to walk away with this victory. A true walk-off for Cameron Peterson.
Yeah, Cameron Peterson arriving, tipping his hat, collecting the bills. He's leading by 1 second over Zachary Drapkin, and he's just got 1 victory jump to go. And 1 more corner. Ladies and gentlemen, taking the win here at Crandon. He couldn't get it done in round 1, but he's certainly going to get it done here. Cameron Peterson.
Drapkin takes 2nd. Great run from Gaiman to take 3rd. Proudfoot and Edmondson round out your top 5. What a race here from Crandon. An amazing battle throughout the field, but ultimately Peterson was able to hold on all day long.
Cameron Peterson put it on an absolute clinic here. Had a great start, took the win, and I think we're going to see some victory slides from the 48. And I think he's going to get a fistful of bourbon right here. Oh, look at that. He's getting a few friendly nudges by his fellow competitors. Now that's a team. What a win, what a race we witnessed here. As Cameron gets his celebrations going on, let's take you through the results here today. Cameron Peterson takes the win, followed by Zachary Drapkin, Joshua Gavin, Brandon Proudfoot, Josh Edmondson, Darren Hardesty Jr., Beauty Crier, Josh Fox, Tyler Menninga, Jack Bucher, Luke Nupp, Cole Ashlaw, Gary Green, and Trenton Briley. And that is your race. That is your results. And that is your win for Mr. Cameron Peterson, who I do believe is standing by with us. Cameron, how was that race, man?
That was phenomenal. Exactly what we needed.
Well, you had a very crowded start, but you managed to sneak your way up into first, and then led every lap.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to make of the start. I kind of butchered the start in a bit, so luckily I had the pole and had the quick lane and was able to pull ahead of Josh there. And I think he got funneled back, and that's turn one Crandon for you. That's bound to happen. And Zach got up in front of me there. He had a really good run. He had a really solid pace tonight, which is good to see. I'm looking forward to watching the replay. Yeah, happy to come out on top and learn loss tonight. So hoping to carry the momentum forward.
Well, you certainly carry the momentum here. You finally took back that win that was cruelly taken away from you at lap 1 here. So I'm sure this was a definite goal on your list.
Well, that's for sure. I'm not sure if I've ever won a broadcasted race at Crandon yet, so I think this might have been one of the first ones, one of the bigger ones.
Now you have.
Yeah, there we go. Another one to check off on the list there. So yeah, tried some different setups there. Some guys sent me some different setups and was able to carry a lot of speed in qualifying, but seemed to fall off at the end there. So seeing Zach had some laps, he actually reeled me in on a couple laps, and I was like, oh, don't make mistakes here. He's gonna pounce on me. So no, phenomenal race, and yeah, looking forward to the next one.
Well, certainly I would be looking forward to the next one too after coming in on a winning streak. Leading the championship very comfortably, Cameron. Before I let you go, anyone you want to thank?
Absolutely. Racecraft, you guys for putting the broadcast on. Looking forward to watching the replay. I want to thank Jim Beaver Esports for always pushing me to do my best. I want to thank Fistful of Bourbon, Winners Get Whiskey, General Tire, Players Razor, Vision Wheel, Rigid Industries, Dirtfish, GSP, XTB Axles, Gibson Performance, Acronis, and Sant Racing Fabrication. Hats off to those guys.
All right, congrats, Cameron. Hope you have a great night and you have fun celebrating.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
Joshua, you're standing by with Zachary Drapkin.
Well, Zachary, a great night for you. Fortunately, a second place finish to Cameron Peterson. Did you just not have the speed to catch Cameron tonight?
Yeah, Cameron really was fast. That I actually towards the end of the race, I felt like I was catching him, but dude, it was such a great race. I got the whole shot, but I knew I actually learned from him. That whole race was a full learning development. I really haven't felt that fast in this track, and after watching him for the first couple laps, I felt like I probably could have hung. If we had one more restart, I would have hopefully been close enough. But hey, the guy ran flawless. I didn't see one mistake out of him.
And you also had to run flawless all night to stay with him. You had some challenges behind you from Meninga at one point, Joshua Gaiman, of course, everybody else under that group restart. How did you feel inside that truck for all the 20 laps? Did you feel confident in your speed to get home a second place finish?
I did feel a little confident. I had my buddy Braden Charmonte in my ear, and he was all over it. He was helping me through every corner, giving me distance and all that. It's actually my first race really having a spotter, and dude, he helped a lot. It felt good. The guys were fast. I've not had a good season so far, but hopefully this can go be the vertical incline we need to get to the top and hopefully get Cameron to the next one.
You were talking about that vertical incline to the top. Is this second place finish going to give you that confidence to really ride to the end of the season and try and grab maybe a win or maybe a couple more top threes here this season?
I really do hope so, but we just got to hope.
Anyone else you would like to thank here on Racecraft TV?
Yeah, I got to thank my major sponsors, Signature Repellers, Hill Marine, Redline Oil, Lawrence Equipment, FabTech, April and Dave Winter, Ambush Esports, CBR, Sign Pros, Big O Tires, 92 Designs, Sparko, iRacing Short Course, and my teammates, Braden Charmonte and David Gasper. They all helped me build this tune, and hey, it feels good to come up top and finally be with you guys.
Congratulations on your second place finish, Zachary Drapkin. We send it back to Austin Knight, who's standing by with your third place finisher.
Yeah, I'm standing by with Mr. Joshua Gaiman. Josh, well, that was probably the roughest start we've ever seen from you.
Uh, man, I was sleeping hard on that start.
You're sleeping hard. You got woken up in a four wide buncheroo, and the next thing you know, you lost your entire right side. Then out of nowhere, you had all the grip in the world, and you carried your way up into third. How was that race, man?
I gotta say, that was probably one of the most fun races I've had at Crandon in a long time. The track got nice and worn out and had cushions to run everywhere. But yeah, I don't know. I had a fast truck to start with. Just couldn't really get the fast qualifying times I needed. But once the track got worn out, that thing was a rocket ship.
It certainly looked like a rocket ship here today. Walk us through that start and, going forward, you said you were sleeping on it. You want to elaborate?
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was thinking, do I want to put it in gear and roll off the handbrake, or do I want to just neutral slam it and let it rip? And by that point, the red lights were on, and I was just like, and just kind of went. Um, so it didn't really work out the best for me.
Well, it did work out at the end of the race. The start of the race, but the end of the race, that is where the results and the points all stand. You finished third. That's a good old podium finish for you, and a lot of points for you as well.
Yeah, it's definitely good to be competitive in a series, and especially with the field that's here. There's a lot of, I mean, we got a lot of real life off-road guys, and to be able to compete next, side by side with them definitely feels good when you haven't been in an actual vehicle in 10 years.
I know how you feel right there. Well, Joshua, you finished third here today, and you stand proudly on the podium. Anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I mean, Josh Edmondson and everybody that helps him out put this show together and run everything. Everyone at Racecraft or broadcasting, because broadcast races are just fun. Makes everyone race a little harder. And everybody that watches the broadcasts.
Yeah, well, they're certainly proud of you. Thank you for giving us a great show here, Josh. We're going to bring it over to Joshua Lee now, who's going to have some final words for us.
Well, what an amazing day here in Crandon. Great 20 laps of action. I mean, Cameron Peterson dominated. Don't think anybody's really surprised at that. But I mean, great runs from Gaiman, great run from Drapekin to finish in second. And moving on in this series, I'm excited to watch whatever happens. Hopefully I can join you, Austin, in the booth. Hopefully maybe a couple more times this season. I'm looking forward to just watching the rest of it here on Racecraft TV.
Certainly looking forward to the rest of the season as well. It was an amazing race as always here for the Virtual Off-Road Racing Series Pro 2 Championship at Crandon International Raceway. What a beautiful round 4. We'll be back, and we'll be back in 2 weeks for round number 5 for another fantastic round. Thank you everybody for joining us here on Racecraft TV. I've been joined by Joshua Lee. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a great night. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.